little bit of silk coming from you all the way from Japan. Waka Na. Boy, what a great song that is. In the studio with me right now, Mr. Rob Mullins.
Hello, Henry, and hello, everybody.
And I couldn't believe earlier the way you were talking, Rob. It's good stuff. You know, I like the way you talk. I mean, you bring out the best in me.
And anybody that knows from seeing our various interviews, he's totally joking because somehow it always seems to go left. But we do have a good time, and today we're going to talk about the state of the art in jazz and some other stuff, right?
That's right. And we're live. We're totally live. And if you want to catch us live, I'm going to jump off the radio portion with my headsets, so I can understand what I'm saying here. I just want to double check to make sure we're coming through loud and clear.
Okay,
well,
beautiful.
how the heck? I mean, there's so many things that you've been doing. You know, I've been watching you, and you told me to put this this video up here, and so I did. And then you also told me to put a picture up there.
Oh yeah, we have a picture.
Yeah.
That's from. This picture is from the 5 Points Jazz Festival on Saturday. And I came in to do that festival and a gig at Dazzle, but I mean, look at how many people in Denver come out to listen to jazz. And this is all the way down, we're at 29th and Welton, and this thing goes 6 blocks of people.
Let me tell you something that's funny. There are some people that say, I'm going today, which was Sunday. They thought it was also Sunday.
Oh.
And so we were setting up to go see it Sunday.
Oh, no. Yeah, I was kind of surprised that it was only over one day. Yeah, because...
They usually have it 2 days.
Oh, they usually do. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, this was my first time performing at it, and I heard
a lot about you. They said that you tore it up.
That was good.
You couldn't get off the stage. I had to drag you up.
No, that's actually not true. I'm very particular about my sets in a festival setting because they're running like 6, 7 bands in a row. So what happens is every band that just can't get a hold of themselves and get off stage at the appropriate time adds a 15-minute, 20-minute, 30-minute delay to the next band and the next band and the next band. And then, so in some of these festival situations, the 6 o'clock band is going on at 8, 2 hours late. And I was on at 2 o'clock, and that was perfect. And I finished, I had an hour show to do, and I finished at
2:30.
2:59 and 51 seconds. So I finished 9 seconds early.
And which is nice.
Which is just how it ought to be. I mean, if you're doing that. But what an amazing thing, Denver. You have no idea how lucky you have it with all this great music going on. And that was 51 bands on 11 stages, and it started at noon and went till like 11 o'clock at night, all in the 5 Points area, and it was a free event. And last night we were at Dazzle doing our summer kickoff party for Dazzle Jazz, and everybody was talking about the how amazing that 5 Points thing is, because it's free and it's all over town. It was really well organized. I thought the organizers, especially managing, they had 100,000 people, so managing 100,000 people in a that kind of an area with all those different bands and the stages and the security, I mean, that's a lot to manage. So super fun. I had my This Way Up all-star band with Liam Zom and Joe Andrews and Mark Simon on bass, and Brad Good joined us on trumpet. And man, Brad is just such a great player. It was the first time of him doing my gig, and we just loved having him along. So on Saturday we did 5 Points, and then on Sunday we had a Dazzle show from 6 to 7:30, and that was yesterday. And then afterwards we had the Dazzle Summer Kickoff Jam Session event, which was really fun. It was an all ages thing, and there again, I'm going to say, Denver, you really have just such a great jazz town here. We had lots of young people come up and sit in. I met quite a few new young musicians and a few older folks as well. And there's just more of a scene going on here in Denver, Henry,
it's really
than there is pretty much anywhere else. I mean,
Denver's on fire right now.
It is on fire, except it's raining, and that's part of that's why I was late for the show. I'm really sorry, everybody. I was so late, but yeah, I mean, there's quite a scene going on here, and in LA there is nothing like this happening. New York City is still kind of struggling with some the jazz scene. A fantastic place there called the 55 Bar, which was, there for decades and decades, and Mike Stern, Jaco Pastorius, all these guys played there in the 70s. It was just a little hole in the wall, but some amazing music came out of that 55 Bar, and they just recently went under, which is a bummer.
Wow.
So, but we've got Dazzle here, there's Nocturne, there's Muse, what else? There's
the Smoothie Jazz Show.
the Smoothie Jazz Show, and Henry. And Henry's still smooth, man. How have you been, bro? I haven't seen you in a few
London
months.
After Dark. It was funny you were talking about London After Dark. That was so cool. You talk about all this cool stuff, and I like the way you talk about all the different places in Denver that are happening. And
They're happening.
And they're kicking up hard.
Yeah.
It's like, it's interesting.
Well, the pandemic, it's like now the pandemic seems, as far as the arts communities, it seems to finally be past us, because you can go out and you don't have to deal with the masking up all the time and the 10 vaccination cards and all of that stuff. It's just a lot easier. Now, if you're taking an Uber, like I fly out here to do these things from LA where I live, you still have to wear a mask if you're in Uber.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And,
well, they always ask me for my cards and all that, but I pull out a Serrano, the hottest chili that known to mankind. Says, have you ever watched?
I figure with you would have to wear a mask, because otherwise the FBI would find you. The FBI would go, there he is.
I know they do. Now you know what they're doing. They're doing facial recognition.
Right.
And so I sometimes put a mask. It's a mask of Rob Mullins. I get it anywhere.
You get it any place.
Yeah, I was like, okay, come on, Rob.
All you have to do is say, oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny, too, because with all the crazy stuff happening in the world and how music is still bringing us all together, things like masks and disguises, I traveled a lot to Russia, and I made a whole album about my travels there called Storyteller. And I learned when I was over there that there are like 20 Vladimir Putins.
Oh my gosh.
And they've got the real Putin, and then they have all the fake Putins. It's like, do you remember Jay Leno used to have the dancing Itos, and he had Judge Ito, and then a whole group of guys dressed as Judge Ito? That's how it is in Russia with the Putin. So
wow.
The real one might be alive. He might not be here. It might just be like, there's a new Putin every couple of weeks.
So you don't know who it is.
But they're actually look-alike guys.
So that way,
do look like him. Yeah.
It's kind of nice.
Yep.
The Dazzle show, I was looking at the one that you posted. You got a standing ovation big time.
Oh, I posted the ovation, yeah.
Oh, my God. I was like, I played it over and over again. Okay, so did you tell everybody $15 a piece, you all stand up?
No, it was...
Free drinks for all, and I'll buy you stand up.
The thing that I try and make it
picture of Putin?
I just try and make it fun. Shut up! Don't ask a question and step all over me.
You forget.
I know. I'm starting to remember why I don't ever want to come out here. No, but the Denver crowd has been so enthusiastic and so supportive of me, and it's like, I used to live here a long time ago, but it's always like coming home, because I always see some people that used to go to high school with me, or I met him in the 80s at the Regas Cafe, or Dazzle. Even Dazzle's been around 25 years now.
Yes.
So
this new location, we're on
the new one's in downtown.
Yeah,
yeah, but it's like Denver is like home to me. So we had younger people coming in. We had a lot of the regulars that come to see me, and the band was just so on fire last night that people went nuts. So we got to the end of the set, and I turned on my camera, and we had a little reaction. A little
that was really cool, wasn't it?
Yeah,
you just caught it.
You just have to kind of get in the moment there. I mean, it's like this picture here was while we were playing the gig.
Wow.
And it's funny because social media pressure is like, oh, you didn't really play for that many people. If you don't have the photo, then nobody's going to believe you. It's like, every action that you take now in your life, it's got, well, we need the documentation. Well, there it is, everybody.
Well, there's
the documentation right there. I shot this during a drum solo.
Whoa.
Sorry, Liam. But, yeah, so it's all good, man.
So I'm going to bring up the standing ovation. I'll put that up there behind.
Oh, okay.
I do have it.
Oh, you've got it. He's got
it.
my standing O from last
That was
night
really
at
cool.
Dazzle.
Yeah.
It was super
How did
fun.
you capture? You caught it. You know what I mean?
Well, you got to just, catch these moments. And Dazzle is just still such a great place. And there's such a big part of the community with all the charity work that they do. And they're very well organized. They've got a great piano in there. And, playing outdoors at a jazz festival is a certain kind of experience. And it's really fun in some ways. But almost no one has a grand piano at a jazz festival now. It's all a digital piano. And I like playing the real piano. Dazzle's got a 9-foot, beautiful grand in there. And also, one thing that people don't know, most people don't notice. Oh, you got that ready to go?
Yeah, it's ready to go.
One thing people don't notice is that for wind players, like if you're a flute player and you're outdoors and the wind comes up, you're screwed. That's part of why Hubert Laws doesn't like playing outside that much. Is that on the feed?
That's on the feed, brother.
That's right.
Isn't that wild?
That's what
Why the Dazzle?
Yeah. This is,
Enjoying you, Rob.
well, the crowds here are great, and I try and tailor my show to the to people that would like jazz or already know about jazz but might not have ever been to a jazz show either, because jazz has a reputation all those decades of being so serious, and everybody had to be like going through a personal crisis and heroin addictions in the alleys in New York, and it's always 1 a.m. and we feel terrible and we're broke and we're so high we can't get the check from the club owner, and it's dark and serious, and well, okay, that's fine. I mean, I love those albums. I love those albums, from the 40s and the 50s and the 60s, but still, my personality as a musician and a performer is a joyful one. So, my slogan is have fun and be cool. That's my slogan. Those are the two if you just do that, so that's what we try and do with the band. And obviously last night,
it was obvious.
The excitement was...
the energy.
Yeah, the energy. Yeah,
you had the energy.
The energy.
And you always pull that off. You'll always end your show, give it some good chops, or you do something, and it's your energy that you produce within that.
Well, it's fun because people,
you.
Entertainment is escapism in a certain way, and it's terrible with all the stuff with the pandemic and the prices and gasoline and no baby formula. Both Henry and I are sad about that because
we use the baby.
We use that to get over hangovers, and it's really good as a secret. But to get your mind off of the horrible things going on, you can get depressed just going to the grocery store.
Yeah.
So.
Well, when I go there, I'm pretty good. When I went in there, I was grocery shoplifting. And I did a pretty good job. You know how to do it, right? You
Sure.
just go up your buggy, go out there and kind of act like a real old man and just come pushing it out. Nobody even notices you.
Well, pretty soon we won't be acting like real old men. We'll be actually
that's what
old
I'm saying.
men.
I kind of just push it out there. They don't stop you.
You have your Rob Mullins mask on.
That's
Rob's getting old.
Rob, keep going.
So something funny that came up, this was, because for some reason there's all of these birthdays, jazz birthdays are all over Facebook right now. So I posted on my Facebook when I saw this thing about Kenny G, I shared this post, and I'm going to just tell people about it right here real quick. It's a picture of a Kenny G CD, right? And this wasn't my post, or my meme, but it's funny because it says here, even Walmart knows Kenny G. It isn't real jazz, right? And for those people that have followed Kenny and his career, and the criticisms of him and his quote-unquote music, I just thought this was hilarious when I don't even know where I saw it come up, but I posted it, and I've already had 42 people like it.
I haven't shared it over my page there.
Yeah, because there's a lot of comments on here too, and some of them I can't even read. But isn't it interesting that a guy who, you know, obviously when you heard him with the Jeff Lorber Fusion, he was just an amazing tenor player. That was way back in the 80s. And Kenny was produced by Jeff Lorber. That's how Kenny got his record deals when he got started. And he went from this amazing tenor sax kind of thing to the, you know, I call it the whiny soprano sound, you know, that thin kind of whiny Pied Piper thing. For me, I'm not a fan of the music, you know, after that first album of what Kenny did and how he sounded. But what I am a fan of is how he was able to take instrumental music and be the first instrumental artist I ever heard of that sold out arenas.
Yes, with his, yeah, it was wild.
It was wild.
Yeah.
Remember that whole era?
He even played with Earth, Wind & Fire on a couple of cuts.
Yeah, well, his manager was really good. Dennis Turner was the manager. He was able to pull all these things together. But you're just like, oh my God, Kenny G at the Great Western Forum in L.A. It's like the only people that could fill that would be, you know, Neil Diamond, Prince, and the Beatles.
Yes.
And all of a sudden it's Kenny G, and then he's in another city and playing another stadium and another arena. And, you know, his bass player, Vale Johnson, is a friend of mine, and we've worked together. And Vale, that's funny because Vale jumps in on the thread and starts defending Kenny. He's like, don't anybody give Kenny a hard time, you know?
You know what's funny? You put that about Walmart.
Right.
Well, you know now Broncos are owned by Walmart.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The Walmart heir is buying the Denver Broncos.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's giving, I think, 4,000 millions, which is 4.5 billion.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
So now you're going to go buy all your stuff over at Walmart.
You're right. Well, it's, you know.
Where do we get the Bronco stuff? Over at Walmart.
It looks like it looks like this CD here is still going for like $10.99.
Jesus, no sir. No sir.
At Walmart. So
Jesus.
So that's pretty good. But yeah, man, it's just funny because during that era, like Pat Metheny came out and he had this scathing letter that he wrote about Kenny wrecking the name of jazz and destroying the history. But
they're trying real hard to take him down for what he did.
Well, part of what he did that was really dubious is that he took a Louis Armstrong video and then he put himself in the Louis Armstrong video and made it about himself. Kenny did that.
Wow.
So that's really kind of...
Does he have to get copyrights about
from that? Who? I don't know. The Louis Armstrong Foundation or whatever.
Something.
But in Hollywood, money is money. They found a way to do it. And then, much to my horror and to Pat Metheny's horror and a lot of other people's horror, it's like, oh my God, Louis Armstrong, who isn't here to defend himself, who can't have an opinion about Kenny G, who can't give his permission or say, hell no, I'm not going to play with that guy. He sounds awful, or loves him, whatever. Louis wasn't here to defend himself. And it's not fair to, you know, go into the archives and bring somebody back from the dead and then just say,
use it.
I'm going to promote myself on the back. So that's what made everybody really not
upset,
like Kenny, was that move. That was the worst of them. But on the positive side, he is, there's the Blue Note Jazz Festival is happening in New York last week and this week. And guess who the ambassador of the Blue Note Jazz Festival is? Henry.
Oh, yeah, where's that?
No, it's Kenny G.
Oh, no, sir.
Yes.
Serious?
Yeah. Kenny
you
is
invited?
No.
How come you weren't invited?
Because I was here with you.
Oh, sure.
I'm in here doing this. I can't be everywhere at once, dude.
Well, I'll put the mask on.
Yeah, okay, we'll figure that out.
I can't play as good as you, but I can put, you know, a recording back.
We'll get you some elevator shoes so you're a foot taller.
Yeah, put some tracks on.
Tracks in the back. But
do a standing ovation of Dazzle and stuff.
Dude, that was cool.
That was really badass.
That was really cool.
Was badass.
So, but yeah, they the Blue Note Festival. Who did they hire to be their worldwide representative and the face of the jazz festival? Well, the most best-selling, popular jazz artist of all time now in modern era is Kenny. So they got Kenny out promoting the jazz festival. So
which is nice.
So I think that's great because the advantage of Kenny when that Kenny G phenomenon is that there were so many people that found instrumental music, whether you want to call it instrumental pop or instrumental rock or smooth jazz or contemporary jazz or whatever. They found out about instrumental music and how cool it was through Kenny G. So ultimately, you know, my conclusion, and you know, you can differ or whatever, post up on the Facebook thread, it's right there on my page. I think he's been healthy for the industry. I think he's really helped a lot of people come to our music.
And there's a couple of great, really good artists here in Denver. There's one out of Boulder, the 420 Cafe. I don't know if you heard of these guys.
No, but I live in Venice. I know what 420 is.
Yeah, they named themselves. They used to be called, I forgot what their original name was, but they renamed themselves the 420 Cafe. They have some really good music going on. Now, I was going to ask you, when was the last time you played Winter Park Jazz Festival?
You know, it's many, many years ago.
That's what I was figuring out that. And I was trying to think, why don't they invite you?
Yeah.
It seemed like you belong up in the mountains kicking ass.
I do. You know, part of it is that...
Real jazz up there, and a real grand piano up on stage.
Oh, they have that now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they might have had it last time I did it. But the thing is that it's not that easy to, you know, maintain your career during a pandemic of 3 years.
That's right.
And not only that, but you have to think that the people that are, generally speaking, the people in radio and the booking agents and the people that run the festivals, that's all new people every 5 years.
I know, they change up. It's
or every
promoters, new this, new that. And they go with the music, they kind of think.
Well, they just deal with the agencies that make it easiest for them.
Yes.
So if they can call one agent and they can book 10 acts,
Or a
and that's
whole show coming
easier.
through town.
Yeah, and
That's
so
in another city.
in March, I think it was March of last year, I saw Winter Park on the internet saying, hey, make your suggestions, and a couple of people suggested me.
That's right.
But, you know, I really will have to contact them,
Because I think
you know,
get,
and play their
in front of
work.
that many people, I think you would also get a standing ovation.
Well, yeah, I mean, this
Look
is...
at that. How'd you feel that everybody probably really gave you a good...
That was pretty amazing to, you know, have this festival. And this band that I've got right now, as you can see from the crowd reaction, it is a festival band. I mean, we are meant to play big gigs. And
That's right, you can tell, yeah.
That's why I put this particular group together, and that's why we did the This Way Up album, because it's a big sound, and it's a big thing. It's a high energy, whether it's outdoors or, you know, in a club or a concert hall. We're ready to play and ready to get out there and do more stuff. So it's just nice coming back after all of the pandemic times of...
So you're playing, having a good time now, right?
Yeah, man, really fun. It's really fun. And, you know, it's just not quite the same when you are masked up, you know, and you can't talk. Then there's all the people at the, you know, the venues really had a hard time. We did lose quite a few venues because of the pandemic, because, you know, the rule, and especially in LA, it's been like that, and even with restaurants, because not only did we have a huge uptick in violence,
Oh, yeah.
all over LA, and places getting boarded up, and fires and things like that. Not only did we have that, but we also just had the panic and the fear.
Whoa.
Because nobody knows, you know, COVID, what the heck is that? I don't know, but I'm not going out of my house. I'm not going out of my house for a year or two, and I even have some friends that are just now starting to get out of their house and start to do stuff. The germaphobe friends of mine, one of them called me the other day, and he said, okay, I've been indoors for 3 years. Now I finally got a reason to go outside.
I'm going to roll some of your music as we talk on the backside.
Oh, beautiful.
People love that, you know, when you're talking and, you know, your music's in the backside, you can kind of enjoy Mr. Rob Mullins. You know, I like to put him out there the way he's supposed to put out there, but I got to give him some, you know, the other side. Henry After Dark is what Rob always calls me. Henry After Dark.
Beware of Henry. Thank God they don't know where the studio parking lot is.
I know.
Yeah.
Plus, you know, we're kind of disguised up here. We're not on the
Right,
out
right.
there. It's like it says something else out there.
Yeah, actually, you know, you would never be able to find this place if you.
And there's a
didn't know it.
reason for that.
Yeah, it's because you pretend to be a dentist office. You are. It's like you're looking everywhere. And I was trying to remember when I pulled up, like, is he on second floor or the third floor, and I looked through the whole listing, and it was nowhere.
Yeah, and there's a reason, like I said, because there's been, you know, kind of some of the people who are here, they you know, stalk them, and some of the people here, they wait for you in the parking lot.
Oh.
I didn't want to be waiting in the parking lot for that.
Oh, so Melissa's got stalkers, is that what you're trying to say?
Everybody does.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
Okay.
With me, it's like, I can't stand these husbands that try to bring their guns. I don't know what I'm doing. It's the after dark stuff.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just another sad part about reality now, though, is that people are not mentally. I mean, I see this, and I'm not a judgy person, but I'm just seeing that I'm noticing trends of people just mentally not being able to keep it together. You know, which is, we have all these shootings going on, and then like you're saying, people stalk radio and TV personalities.
That's a big time thing.
That's a
Even
big
in,
time thing.
Kansas, they stalked this one gal and killed her and did all these things.
Really?
Because of certain things they say or do or whatever, they're just reporting the news and stuff.
Right.
And then you
all
see all the
right.
shootings and all these things going on nowadays. Like, really, you did what?
Yeah, some of those famous actresses, I'm trying to think of, you know, maybe Miley Cyrus and
Yeah.
Julia Roberts and
Yeah.
What's her name, Cameron Diaz. You see these stories where they actually end up having to go to court
Yes.
with the you know, Ring doorbell videos and then the creepy messages of all the social media, and then
How do you
people
deal with
show
the
up.
Rob with the? Because I've seen it. Like, I was over at Dazzle and I seen those 3 chicks coming on the side of the stage.
Yeah,
How do you deal with that?
I just say you know,
One at a time.
$300 each,
Oh, you charge them 3.
and then they go away. Sometimes
That's pretty slick.
Sometimes I say 1,000,
And they stay there.
and they no.
What did you do?
It was actually,
That's-
you know, at this stage of my career, it's not nearly what it was. But I remember one night I was coming home from the Regas Cafe, and I lived over on Clarkson. I had a 3rd-story apartment, and I had broken up with a girl a couple of weeks before, and she was not happy about it. But I finished the gig at the Regas. I'm with a different girl.
Oh no.
And I, you know, walking this girl. She's never been to my house before, and it's like our first hookup. So I'm all excited, and she's like, "Oh, great!" And we walk up there, and on my apartment door was a life-size poster of the girl I had broken up with. So while I was at the Regas, she had taken a poster of herself, taped it to my door,
No, sir.
and then
No,
in
no.
red lipstick,
No, sir.
like in the horror movies. She said, "I'm here waiting for you."
Oh no. Oh
And
shit.
then there was an arrow, and she was in a parking lot across the street
Oh shoot.
with like the lights on, sitting there doing this thing. And the girl that was with me was freaking terrified.
Yeah, I would be.
And I
too.
said, "You don't want to be out here where the crazy lady is. Come in." Come in and let's have a drink. But, you know, those things, it's just, sometimes people just are not in their right mind. And I think music can help, you know, help people, you know, pull it together as well.
That
I
is
hope
crazy.
that'll do. I always think music is great for that, you know. So, oh, we've got some photos here, and this is from 5 Points Jazz Festival and Parade in Denver. Posted to my Facebook. Crowds enjoy the Rob Mullins Band at 5 Points on June 4th. Liz Copan special to the Denver Gazette. Well, thank you, Liz. And yeah, you can find that denvergazette.com. And that's actually a pretty good looking picture. What I think is funny is when, you know, people that aren't photographers,
And they take these.
and they take these horrible pictures, and then they try and attract attention to themselves and say, "Look, I was Rob Mullins," and like, I happen to be bent over, and all you can see is my butt. I'm trying to fix the piano sustain pedal,
And they're like,
and they just have this picture of my butt. And they're like, "There's Rob Mullins." And then you have all the social blowback, like, you know, somebody might say, "Ew," another person would say, "Nice butt."
Yeah.
Oh, you know,
Yeah.
whatever. But this is cool. Thank you, Chris Hoffman, for posting
There were
this.
some that they're not professional, but they take the most incredible pictures.
Yeah.
They just know how to capture that moment.
Some
you know?
people are really good at that kind of stuff, but it's usually you know, you just don't know what's going to happen. And you know, anybody that's got a phone and a smartphone and a camera lens on it and an internet account, you know, anything could happen now. I mean, it used to be photographers would get paid really well because they were that good, and you put the phone in the hands of millions of people. Then
and all of a sudden, don't be messing up out there.
Right.
How am I on live? Wait a minute.
Where did that photo come from?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they.
I was just giving her a hug. Sure, that didn't look like you were just giving her a hug.
Oh man, what about that whole thing, the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing?
That's the first guy that. Let me tell you about that one.
I was just getting ready to say it, but go ahead. You're gonna beat me to the punchline.
Yeah, no, you get it.
No, there's a picture of Johnny Depp going around on the internet. It says, Johnny Depp, the first man to ever successfully win an argument with a woman.
And that's true. That's absolutely true.
Oh gosh.
And
That's funny. Well, you know, in Venice, we have on Lincoln Boulevard, we have a Starbucks there. And you know how Starbucks always has the tip jars out there? So at our Starbucks there in Venice, our tip jars, they have two glass ones, and one of them says Johnny Depp,
no, sir.
and the other one says Amber Heard.
No, sir.
So every day, for like during the whole trial,